Hello, my darlings. How are we in here? How are you all doing? Um, it'll just be a bit zony because I've got new lights. Um, I'll get them. That's better. Right. So, um, hi. How are we? I have got a lot of new toys, lights and things, and I don't know if you can see, but cats put them all on the bed, which is lovely. So we've got nighttime lights, and also I don't know, you probably can't see, but if I show you the ceiling, it's all like really a bit mad. There we go. There's me. Hiya. How is everyone? You right? Missed you. Been 3 weeks or something like that, I think. Last video had some good views, so anybody that watched last week, last time, sorry, last month. Thank you so much. Your support is just paramount to me. You guys that are watching this, when I see that it's got views, you have no idea how good it makes me feel. Just like that, you guys. There's a few of you. Double figures maybe. Hoping for more, but one day maybe. Who knows? Maybe when I'm not here anymore, my videos will go viral or something crazy. When what I've been talking about, when it comes to what's going on in the world, it seems to be coming to, well, it seems to be happening, doesn't it, around us? I don't think you have to be really very stupid to think this country really is going down the dogs, unfortunately. And new prime minister. You go down the whole route of, should he even be allowed to be prime minister? He hasn't been voted in by us, has he? So, and everyone's saying, oh, give him a chance, give him a chance. And already a few of the things he sort of said, money coming out of God knows where. Well, we know where because he'll hit a disabled like he always does. Because that's what the government do, and that's what the government do best. Anyway, hi guys, how are we? How's everyone doing? Do you want to talk about the hair first? I think we'll talk about the hair first. Haircut Thursday, so next video be good again. It's got a bit long, and it's got to that stage where I can't really do anything with it. So it is what it is, I'm afraid. And when I go out, I wear a cap. So yeah. So anyway, how you all doing? What's going on? Well, this weather is crazy. Apparently, new heat wave on the way. Um, I, for me personally, I can only say um, that because of my MS, the heat it's literally tearing me apart. I'm spending sort of nights and mornings in sweats and pain, and it's been pretty horrible actually. If I'm honest, the heat is not my friend. It's nice to go out on a warm day, and the sun and everything. That's great, but it's this constant stagnated heat, and just doing, like, I don't know, something crazy like making a sandwich or something like that. It take me out. I have to lie down for 6 hours after making a bloody sandwich. That's my life at the moment. And I keep thinking and keep saying, should I say, I don't keep thinking, they keep saying, it'll all change come September, October, it'll be a lot cooler. And you'll be back to how you were. And I guess the reality is that I probably won't. I think this heat has really taken a big chunk out of me. Um, it's taken a really big chunk out of me. Really struggling. Um, Mental health's quite bad. Mental health's bad. Um, Very lonely. Now, I don't see cat as much. Just see cat at weekends now. So it's gone back to how it was. We both knew that kind of like, being together loads was kind of like our bubble, and it was lovely. And, I guess that was our 6 months, and it's been and gone sort of thing now. And we have to, accept, that, she's got a family, and, they come first, which is rightly so, of course. I've always known that. That's never been like, oh, a surprise. It's always been that way. So, and I've always accepted that, and she accepted me at the beginning for how I was with my drinking and drug taking. But that was getting on for 3 years now. December 19th, I shall be 3 years clean of everything. Over 3 years on some of it. But yeah, 3 years I'll be clean. So yeah, that's quite. I mean, like if you know me, I mean, you obviously watch my videos, and hopefully you see the backlog and stuff, and kind of like learn a bit about my life and what I've been through and what I've done and what I've succeeded at, what I failed at. 2 marriages failed at that. Guess I guess I'm just not a husband. But we all dream of being finding the one and spending the rest of your life together. And I guess for me that's happened with Kat, as in Katrina now. um, she's I'm not settling. I'm not making do. I uh, I've never met anyone like her. I've never met anybody with the capacity to love and support when she's so damaged herself. Um, some people say that about me. Um, I guess I've always wanted to try, and I guess the biggest thing with my friends and everything is I always wanted to be there for them. They were my family as far as I was concerned. Um, but things happen, and you know life changes, doesn't it? You're in your 20s and 30s, and you have your mates, and you think you're gonna have them for the rest of your life. You think that's it. They're sort of rubber stamped in. Um, the only person that I still speak to from those days is Rachel, my little Rachel Jane. And we don't speak very often now. She's got a really hectic life. Um, I'm hoping to catch up with her, hopefully maybe next month, which would be nice. Even we should catch up to get for a coffee. I want to go out somewhere. I don't want to be stuck in. I want to try and be out in this weather, but obviously the problem is that when it's too hot, I literally can't even move. Like when just just I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just the most. It's just been horrific pain wise. It's been really horrific pain wise. I've been expected to manage it with the same pain relief that I've been given now for 3 years, 4 years. Um, and I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any reassessment in pipelines because they've said that I'm already maxed out on everything. I can't take anymore. My body size and weight and whatever. Um, the amount of morphine I'm taking and pre-gab is I shouldn't even be functioning, guys. If I'm honest, I shouldn't really be with you. I should just be like a complete zombie and just stay bedbound and piss and shit and eat through a straw. That's the reality. Um, am I being a bit over dramatic? I wish I was. Um, I've seen the future of PPMS. Um, when I went to the MS Society and I met somebody, and yeah, he was advanced stage 4. And yeah, yeah, the future's not great if I'm honest, guys. Not particularly looking forward to the future. So that's why I have to have little things to look forward to, little goals, little things to look forward to. Like, so for instance, at the moment, me and Kat are saving and striving for London for my birthday, with James. I can't wait. I'm so excited, guys. I am so excited. It'd be really cool. Thanks to a friend who got us there a few months ago. Um, who just, you know, is so humble, so just an amazing person. I can't thank this person enough. If you're watching it, this person, thank you, and we love you so, so much. And I don't think you know what that break did for us. It was brilliant, mate. It was brilliant. Thank you. Um, so we're heading back to King's Cross. Stay at the same hotel. James is coming over on the Friday, and we get to spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday together, and then come back Monday. So me and Kat go Thursday. So we're heading up on the Thursday. So what we'll probably do is get up there, go to have a mooch, a couple of drinks, grab some food, head back to the hotel, and like relatively early night, and then Friday, whoomp, here we go. Friday night is curry and Brick Lane, which even when I worked in London, it's the one thing I wanted to get around to doing, and of course with my hours and things, and just money more than anything, it wasn't possible, which I'm gutted about. But I am so glad that we're going to Brick Lane and having a meal. Uh, it's yeah, it's one of those things I've always wanted to do. You know, kind of like on my bucket list. So I guess with how things are at the moment, maybe I should start, ticking things off the old bucket list. Uh, so uh, so we're looking forward to looking forward to a curry in Brick Lane, and then Saturday. Do you know what? It's all up in the air, really, guys. Saturday is my birthday. Saturday the 12th September is my birthday, and I think we're probably. I want to watch. Hopefully, because Chelsea are at home on a Saturday, or Saturday the 12th, they're at home. We were originally going to go. Me and James were going to go to the game. I've never been to Stamford Bridge, so I wanted to go to the game, and I think it's against I think it's Luton or something. I'm sure it's Luton. That sounds a bit random, I know, but I don't know. It's like my head it was a crap team that they were playing. Um, Not that Luton's a crap team; they've got great players, but in comparison, I suppose of how stature, I suppose, isn't it? But, it's almost snobbish, really, in a way. I guess football, you support the richest clubs, and yeah, I guess. Um, so we were going to go to Stamford Bridge, but basically, um, tickets are a nightmare to get anyway. And disabled tickets would cost us £149 each. So yeah, just under 300 quid for me and James to go to Stamford Bridge for 2 hours of football. I was like, I tell you what, let's go and find a boozer in, because we're probably going to be in Camden, Camden Town for my birthday. I love Camden, as you know. I live there, or just outside of the town, Camden Town. Live just outside. I mean, literally like 10-minute walk. When I was working in London. So it would be, and we went there when we went up a few months ago, and just the buzz, and just it's an amazing place. It hasn't changed. The buzz hasn't changed. It's still a beautiful buzz, good mix of people, all getting on, and that's the most important thing. Everyone gets on. You have your little squabbles between this, that, and the other, but that's just the way that it's. That's life, isn't it? That's just, it's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. Um, so hopefully we'll be going to Camden on Saturday, and then Kat wants to go to the museum, so we're going to drag that in probably Sunday, I would imagine, and maybe just like a bit of a mooch. I mean, there's only two provisos. There's three provisos. First one is we've got to go to Camden Town at some point. Second proviso is we've got to buy the latest Chelsea shirt, which is 100 quid, and I'm bloody gonna cry. I don't know how I'm gonna afford it, but we'll find out. I'm sure. I mean, goals do. And the third thing was that we've got to have a curry on the Friday and a steak. I want a mixed grill for my birthday, like a really good mixed grill. So if you've been to London or you live in London and you know a great steakhouse, drop me a DM on Facebook. You've got my name, yeah, Ian Baker. Look it up. I'm in Plymouth. Um, and yeah, look me up, DM me if you've been to London and you know a great steakhouse that does a banging mixed grill. I would be really interested to know if there's anywhere good. Um, I'm still trying to work out this whole malarkey of this, what's going on. Um, sort of comments and things, I have no idea really. I've tried all the options and it seems to be something. I think I might have to uninstall it and restart it again, which is a bit of a nightmare, but there we go. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, so life is, it is what it is, guys. It's a struggle. It's hot. It's miserable. I'm miserable. Even the fan full going. The blankets and duvets are gone. It's all just on top of the bed now. Um, and do you like that? I actually put a shirt on as well. They put the shirt on for you guys. I know you usually like a bit of the old body, but I'm gonna, less is more apparently, according to Katrina. Hmm. Anyway, so what's going on in the world, guys? What's going on? We got a new leader. It's a different tail wagging, but it's still the same dog barking. So I will wait and see what happens. Personally, I think they'll attack Pip. I think that's, yeah, because I mean it's already come out. There's been a paper release that basically Pip is not fit for purpose. It's just a joke. Um, so you've probably got millions of disabled people, because, I'm talking about people with severe anxiety, ADHD. Myself, I know, I kind of like undiagnosed, but I mean, if you know me, it's so bloody obvious. It's just so either manic or, I mean, that's a lot of my bipolar and my BPD, obviously, but, I'm a complex fellow. Um, but, when I guess having time to myself during the week, it's I don't know. Sometimes it's not good to have time to dwell and what think and kind of take on board what's been going on and what's going on. Um, with with the heat and the effects of it, sort of heightening the MS. My memory is absolutely shocking. Kat told me 5 or 6 times it was Jay's birthday on Monday. I think it was. I think it was Monday. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, Monday. And I didn't even know. Um, Fully expecting Kat to go and look after the kids on Monday, and she was like, "No, I'm just staying here. Kat, Jay's on holiday. I told you 5 times." And I'm like, "Memory's terrible, guys. Absolutely terrible." So the memory's going. That's affected. The eyesight's bad. Hearing, I completely going in this one ear. It phases in and out. The eyes were worrying to begin with, but I kind of used to it now, and kind of part and parcel of my condition. But at first it's quite scary when you're not really sure what's going on, and things are very blurry and split and crazy and tunneled, and there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Um, but it is what it is. Um, no point moaning about it. You just got to get on with it, and yeah. So what I try to do is I try to get out as much as I can. Even if it is just a run around town. What I love doing now is from mine. You literally come out on the top of Armada Way, so I trundle all the way down through the bottom, down past Costa, down that road, which I can't remember what it's called, down to the bottom, round the bottom by the Eagle, and then back up. I think it's Cornwall Street, and back up the other side, and then back up through the walk. And yeah, it's just it takes me 15-20 minutes to do. It's 20 minutes out of my day. And as you know from my photos online, I love it wouldn't be an Ian picture without, Plymouth Hoe and the lighthouse in the background. You'll always know that I'm out and about if you see one of those pictures. So if you see one of those pictures, ring me straight away and arrange to meet me for coffee because I'm out. But yeah, so honestly, guys, if you ever see me live on a picture just sent live, from the hole, from the Barbican, and you're around and you're like, you're 10 minutes away, or you can be. Yeah, drop me a message or give me a ring. Ring me. You got my number. Give me a ring, and we'll do coffee. And I'd love to do that. I would. I don't get out more than enough, and I don't interact with anyone anymore. It's kind of sad, really. I think about the man I was 3 years ago, and I was kind of like the center and the boss, and everything was mine, and blah 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 blah. And I don't know, since I became sober, a lot of people have left, um, but the ones that have stayed are friends for life, family for life, as far as I'm concerned. Talking about Johnny, as far as I'm concerned, the guy's my brother. I love him to death. Love Cy to death. He's my brother as well. Love them both. Rachel, don't see her half as much as really would love to. Miss her loads. So Rachel, if you're watching this, hi sweet, really missing you, babes. We must do coffee soon. And then of course I've got my Katrina and have her for the weekends, and I really look forward to the weekends now. And it's really more quality time, as opposed to kind of like just like normal day to day stuff. It's more intense, a little bit more intense, and I love that. That's much better for me and for her. I'm sure that she gets that time away, because I know I can be intense when I'm not sleeping, when I'm not crashed out. I'm just 101 minutes, 101 words a second kind of bloke, and I know it's frustrating for people. Um, I don't know. I I should really try and stop putting this mask up that I keep trying to put up all the time. This person, put this mask up that, oh, everything's all right, I'm great, everything's fine, everything's going great. When actually, I'm drowning in a sea of shit. That's how I feel. I feel I'm drowning in a sea of shit. Um, the more I go out into my wheelchair, the more I'm starting to resent it. If I'm honest, guys, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm starting to resent my chair, purely for one purpose, one reason, sorry, and that is because it has a magical power of turning me invisible. You know, to the extent of where people are walking up and they'll be like walking one behind the other, and then he or she will see me, and they will just like walk next to their partner, and like I can't get through. And then they stop and look at me like, there's a wheelchair. Oh, I didn't see that. That's really started to grate on me a bit, guys. If I'm honest, I'm really starting to grate on me as people, suddenly thinking I can't, like speak for myself. Like when I'm with Kat or with somebody, with my friends, and they're like, oh, what with the person in the chair? Like, actually ask me what I want. I'm a real human being. I work. All right, I've worked for bloody 40 odd bloody years of my life. All right, so have a little bit of fucking respect, and I give a little bit of decency. I'm in a fucking chair. It fucking sucks being in a chair. All right, but if it wasn't for that chair, I wouldn't have a life. I have two things, and there's three things. There are three things in my life that are part of me now, that I need, that I can't function without. The first one is my chair. My chair is my lifeline. It gives me freedom. I can go anywhere, near as damn it, unless it's not friendly, like probably most of everywhere. Because oh god, we've got to get accessible. That's a pain in the ass. A bit more money. It's yeah, it infuriates me. Yeah, I've got three things in my life. So I've got my chair. My chair is just, it's my lifeline. It lets me make a cup of coffee when I want one. It lets me empty my urine bottles. It lets me do all these things I can do when I couldn't do before, when I was bedbound for 2 years. And probably actually works out about 3 years, because I spent a year when I was in that horrible bloody hotel. I don't know if there was ever any videos I did from there. I can't remember when I started doing these videos, but that was a dark time. That was. Should check out some really early stuff. Number two is Gloria. Now, who's Gloria? Gloria is the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful machine that I'm speaking to you on. Just give it a little stroke. There we go, Gloria. Lovely. Yeah, I can be without my computer. It keeps me in touch with my friends. It allows me to do stuff like this. It lets me talk to you. It lets me spend time with you. I'm so. By the way, thank you for spending some time with me. I really like spending some time with you tonight. I'm sorry I've moaned a bit, but getting a bit sick of it all. Really, if I'm honest, it's just all of it. Just what's the point anymore? I'm just getting really bloody tired. Tired of being invisible. Tired of treated like a fucking vegetable. It's grating on me, guys. It's grating on me. And the summer is tenfold worse, But thank God I'm not working anymore. My friend Swain, my dear oldest friend Swain, I think he's retired. He's had enough. 30 odd years in the industry. He's just retired, I think. Hopefully, it means we'll be able to catch up soon. I literally haven't seen him for over 3 years. So yeah, I'd love to see him and catch up. It would be great. So Swain, if you're seeing any of this or hearing any of this, come on, lad, let's catch up. We'll go for a couple of beers. Obviously I don't drink, but we can go for a couple of beers. I can drink a couple of beers. So we catch up and we're gonna have a few beers in Plymouth, and you can chill out in my city. It'd be great. Right. So basically, yeah. And the third one, wow. This is not really a hard one. It's the number one, and that's Katrina. Without Katrina, I wouldn't be here now. There'd be no point. There'd be no point in just existing. What would be the point if you can't share it with somebody, and to share it with somebody that I know I've loved 1,000 times before, to have that feeling, and I know you're all going, oh, spiritually stuff, but there's a connection with that girl that I've never felt with anyone. And I've been married twice, and I never felt the connection there that I'm feeling now. I feel so strong to her, and I wanna have some kind of commitment for us. I would love her. We're engaged. Got a ring there. But like some kind of hand fastening or hand tying. I think it is. That the because obviously cats are pagan, so I think that's all pagan. So maybe we could do something like that. So we're not officially married, but to us, it's and our friends, and I think that's what it's all about: sharing it with friends and family, and sort of saying, Um, I mean, we spoke about it. Me and Kat spoke about this, and she seems kind of like, well, maybe it's something we could look into. And I was like, well, can I have best man? And she was like, oh, well, yeah, definitely. And I was like, well, I'd have to pick three because I can't pick between Swain, Johnny, and Si. They all mean so much to me. Obviously, Swain's my oldest friend, and of course, I suppose if I could only pick one, it wouldn't have to be. It would be. It would be because he is my oldest friend. We've known each other. He's known me since God my 20s, for God's sake. He's seen the rise and fall of Ian Baker, and I think he's in for a shock when we finally catch up to how bad I am now. I mean, really, how bad I am now. I mean, look at me. I don't look great, do I? I don't look well. Not sleeping properly, not eating properly. If I cook anything and it's too hot, that's it. I'm done. I can't eat. So I've been trying to, keep weight on, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. What do you think? You're the one that says these videos. Do you think I'm starting to look a bit more? I mean, look, I've got cheekbones. I mean, I've always had a beautiful face, cheekbones. Be a model with me cracky teeth. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Let's hope I make London. At this rate, I think it's about 6-7 weeks away. I think it's about 7 weeks till we go to London, and I've literally saved nothing. So I better get my arse into gear. and get saving like a little saver. Yeah, how I get my arse in a gear. Especially if you want to do the things we want to do. Do you know what I mean? I want to be able to go to London and for my birthday and not worry about money, not think, oh God, we can't go there because it's £100 or whatever for dinner. I don't want to be in that situation. I'd rather have more money than I need, if that makes any sense, and then be frugal with it, and not have to spend it. Come back and you've got a nice little amount after the holiday that they'll see you through till you get paid next or whatever. And this whole thing about justifying holidays because you're on benefits, I think that's absolutely disgusting, right? First and foremost, let me point out, right, my holidays paid with my PIP, right? My PIP is specifically awarded to me to make my life emotional and physically better. That is it, right? Going away from Plymouth and all of the hassles and crap that I go through all the time with everything that's going on with bailiffs and God knows what you don't want to know, guys. I'm up to my eyeballs in it, really, if I'm honest. Absolutely up to my eyeballs. Um, and yeah, yeah, and just up to my eyeballs, like backdated stuff and that I'm never gonna have the money for, and where they get these figures from, I'll never know. And I'm disputing a lot of it, and you know, they're kind of like just, you know what, that you'll never beat the system. I've tried for 4 years and failed miserably. I my my way of dealing with it was just to work my fucking ass off, and I did. I worked fucking hard. Um, Kitchen services in a pub restaurant like the Hop and Grapes was is no joke. It was manic, like thousands of pounds in 3 hours. Crazy money. You wouldn't believe it. It was that good and that popular. People paid the money, and it was quite reasonable actually. You could get a steak for about 11, 12 quid. All right, and then it's served with all the bits. Yeah, we priced it. Marlene, who was the head chef, and I, when I took over as Sue, um, her pricing was spot on, and I didn't change anything. And then when Richard Barraclough sold it, and the new owners took over it, they had chaplains originally and run that into the ground. So I kind of like they took over. Uh, I was head chef then. I think it was in about 3 months I was off with. I just had a complete nervous mental breakdown. Just totally couldn't function. The coke was a big issue at them at the time. I was just drinking was crazy, and all there was work, drink, drugs. That was it. That's all I did: work, drink, drugs. Um, and I was a mess. I was an absolute fucking mess. Um, but it changed. Life has changed. Life's changed for everyone. We all move on. But when I say I'm struggling, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with just not money wise. Money wise, it's just money is money. If you've got it, you've got it. If you haven't got it, then you're fucked, aren't you? We're getting squeezed more and more and more, and I'm yet to be convinced that Andy Burnham won't be doing the same thing by attacking the most vulnerable. Um, and kind of like people saying to me, "Oh well, we won't go after people in wheelchairs," and I'm like, "Well, what is it? You have to have a wheelchair to be designated disabled? That's it's nonsense. It's absolutely crazy." My fiance is disabled. She's badly disabled with fibromyalgia. I mean, horrifically. She's in constant daily pain. If she has a day of doing stuff, like if I can't do anything, if I just can't do anything that day, and she has to look after me, the next day she's gone. She's finished. Absolutely, she can't move. She can't get out of bed. And is that fair? No, that's not fair. Because she doesn't look disabled. Well, she does. She's got a stick, but you know, I really am old. I forgot. I'm dating a grandma. I can't believe I'm going to be 54 this year. Holy shit, 54. Well, I think it's fair to say I won't see 60, thank God, because I would have been one of those cantankerous old bastards then. So, in fact, what I'll do now, guys, if you don't mind, starting. What's the date today? Okay, starting exactly 10 seconds ago. Fucking fuck everything. I'm going to be a shithouse. I'm going to be a cantankerous old bastard now. Actually, I am. That's Cat. I think these are amazing rants. You get me going on it. If I see a video on YouTube about something, like, what's going on in this country, obviously, I'll be so careful what I talk about because I don't want to be blacklisted and the police kicking my door in. Because this is what's happening. They're targeting people like me. They'll make. You think about it, guys. I would be somebody to be made what's the word I'm looking for? Made will be made an example of. I will be the one made an example of. Man who will. No, I don't care. He's written this horrible thing or he said this horrible thing about this, that, and the other. So I'm going to send him to prison for 3 years. I'll probably, if they did that, I'd probably die in prison because I can't see me getting through prison. Can you guys? You know what I mean? I'm too old. I'm too old and just too tired. Too tired of it all, guys. So I have my views, and I think my views are very vocal. I am I am a centralist, but I am the right of central without a doubt. Kat is also centralist, but she's left of centre. I think that works for our relationship. That we both have things that each other kind of bring to it, and like the common ground then is it grows. It's like a small garden that you tend and water, and it's growing and growing and growing. The more we talk, the more we've actually got in common. And I guess that's the message I want to get out is that left and right, we need to stop taking sides because while we're taking sides, we're playing into the hands of the people. Like the Fabian Society, these guys now have got into their lords. All right, these guys are dangerous. These people are the real money men, the people making decisions. All right, people like the Fabian Society. So you've got to be so careful, guys. You've got to be so careful, and division is what they want. We've got to come to unite. We've got to talk. We've got to talk. We've got to, we've got to talk to each other. It's as simple as that. Once you start talking, you both realise that actually you want the same kind of things. You're just coming from it from different angles. Like I say, me and Kat are a prime example of that, and it works just beautifully. Oh God, I was just noticing how really, really that's my split iris. So it's just looking at the TV at the camera, and I was just thinking, my God, it doesn't. You can really see the split. It's quite like a bit alien, actually. I don't know if I like it. Anyway, well, it's been how long has it been? Where's my glasses? See, I am so old. Can't see without my glasses. I'm a doddery old man, guys. I'm literally a doddering old man. Right. Oh my God, blimey, we've been going 40 minutes. Right. So anyway, all I can say, guys, is everyone stay cool. Um, you know, best of luck this summer. All my friends and family that are working or doing stuff and going away. Everyone, you know, good luck with everything. I hope everything goes all right for everyone. Um, yeah, yeah, just yeah, you know, just talk, try talking. If you're righty, try talking to a lefty. If you're a lefty, try talking to a righty. And don't be starting all the, you're a Nazi and you're a paedophile or a P word, a PDF file. So it's crazy. You could, don't, we've got to get past that. That's almost schoolyard humour and anger, isn't it? Oh, you bloody nuts! Oh, you bloody you this, you that. You're a pedo, and it's absolutely bloody ridiculous. Um, like I say, cats are, left of centre, and I certainly would never think of calling her that. She's certainly not that, because she's a mother and a grandmother, for God's sake. I've seen that stops some people, but definitely not my Katrina. Um, yeah, 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 just talk, just try talking. United, we're stronger. We know what's affecting this country. We know what we've got to do to change it. So we need to find somebody that is going to do what we all really actually agree needs doing. I mean, you talk to a lot of the lefties now, and a lot of them are saying, look, now it's affecting them. A lot of them, a lot of them have been very entitled and live in these little villages and these little hamlets, and of course, then they start moving 1,200 men into the area, and all of a sudden, it's kind of like, oh well, hang on a minute, we didn't agree to this, and there's a great video out of the I think it was the Green Party members or something, and of course the Green Party open borders policies, which is just absolutely bonkers if you think about it. Legalizing all drugs. I mean, it's the list is just absolutely the guys are bleeding absolute lunatic. He's so tied in with a certain faction of people. And bizarrely enough, he's a gay Jew. So I'm not quite sure how that works. But I think voting for them would it's do you actually know their policies is the question. Have you actually read their policies? Because it's like things out of the Monster Raven Lunatic Party. I'm sure they stole bits out of the Monster Raven Lunatic Party manifesto. That's what I think they've done. It's just absolutely crazy. So yeah, so we I don't know, guys. I guess if you, I mean, think the problem is right. People my age, we all want what we had growing up for our families now. I think of my like. I mean, I think of cats' kids as mine now. They're adopted mine. I don't care. I love them to death. Get cross with them and they mess around and do things, and I'm super love. I think they're ace. All four of them are lush. And then of course there's the little ones. So we've got five altogether. I think it is. Is that right? One, two, three, four. Well, five. It will be five. So when I think about them, and I think about, I would love for those children. They're sort of in their yeah, sort of before 10 years old. You know, I remember being able to, just like being about 5 or 6 and sort of, first thing in the morning, pack a little packed lunch and off you go for the day, and you don't come back till the street lights come on. And it was perfectly safe, and nobody, I mean, of course, where there was people that would, that were doing stuff to kids. Obviously, had it done to me, but obviously that was a family issue. Um, so of course, it went on. We all know it went on, but certainly not to the extent that we seem to be having at the moment. There seems to be a large increase in a lot of certain crimes. Um, you know, exactly at the same time, and there's been a flood of illegal people. And then, of course, you have the argument no people are illegal, and then you go to the whole everywhere should be open borders. People should be able to live where they want to live, and that's all great. And you know, the more I see of the Labour Party, the more I think, my God, they're becoming a communist socialist state. We really are. You know, I kind of like doing this video, and I'm thinking to myself, my God, I'm talking about this, and what happens? Realistically, this could go out, that somebody could see this and go, "Oh, he said this, he said that, oh, he's implied this, he implied that." We're going to do him, and we're going to we'll get him in front of a judge, and we'll send him down for 3 years. And I've kind of got to the stage now where I think to myself, well, do you know what? If you don't speak up and you don't say what's on your mind, then the left can't hear you, the right can't hear you, and you have no voice. So, yes, I'm right in my ways of doing things and what I want done, and quite drastic action needs to be taken. I think we're all agreed on that. But there are a lot of left views that are very, very, good views, great views. Me and Kat have some great chats, really good chats. And we can see what everyone, you don't have to be stupid anymore. You don't have to be stupid to see what's happening. You see the convoy of people coming over. Literally, they're dropping them off and meeting them at halfway. That's what they're doing. Police, the French are bringing them halfway. The English are picking them up and taking them safely through the shipping lanes. Because otherwise, they're going to be a danger to the shipping lanes. One of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, of course. So that's that. So we find ourselves struggling and our backs against the wall. And I think, the thing is, people have got to be brave. People have got to be brave and say no more. Because once everyone starts saying no more, you know, it's something like 30% of people don't vote at all, have never voted. That's absolutely crazy. How can you be angry or cross about what's going on in this country and want change if you don't do something to make change? You can't just sit there and go, "Oh, I've got to really, bloody government." Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, get out there and vote for someone. Give somebody your vote, but give somebody that you believe in can make a change and get things going back to a bit more of a safer country. That's what I'd like. I'd like a bit of a safer country. I feel so vulnerable in my wheelchair going out, especially if I go out in the evening. If I go out for a late fresh air, I feel it's horrible, guys. It's really horrible. Um, yeah, yeah. It only takes somebody coming from behind me. My chair doesn't go massively quick. Quicker than people walking, but certainly not running after me. I wouldn't stand a chance. And once I'm on the floor, that's me done. So I kind of worry that I'm too feisty for my own good, and I think, what happens if I get into an altercation with somebody, that's, one somebody short of a picnic, and kind of just loses it with me, how am I going to defend myself? I'm not physically strong anymore. I can barely keep myself upright, like this. Um, yeah, it's not great at the moment, guys, but we we pull up our bootstraps, we put our big boys pants on, and we live to fight another day. So, James, if you're watching this, I want a very expensive birthday present. Preferably delivered by one of the Chelsea players, please, bud. If that's all right, that would be lovely. So, if you could do that, James, organise a signed shirt by the team, delivered by Colton Palmer, please. That'd be nice. Yeah, Palmer. Yeah, love Cole Palmer. That'd be lovely. You could arrange that. Get him to get off that Saturday. Obviously, missed the game, but you could watch it with us. That'd be great. So anyway, I'll definitely be doing another video before London, and the next video I'll probably be even more excited about London because I can't wait. I am so excited, guys. Little bit panicky about money, but I'm sure it will come good in the end. Everything always does for me usually. When I'm on my ass completely, all of a sudden I seem to manage something usually manages to come along and pick me up. Um, I guess you could say I'm a survivor. Maybe not a survivor. Maybe more of a fighter. Definitely a fighter. I won't give in. I won't give in till the end, and I won't give in to this damn pain. But anyway, talk about this damn pain. I need to take some morphine, and I have been waffling for nearly an hour. So I'm so sorry to have spent so much more time with you than I was expecting. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? Yes. Sorry about that. I had a scan start for some random reason. Right, guys. Thanks very much for spending time with me. It's been great to see you all. Um, and I'll see you very soon. So take care and love you loads. Rachel, coffee. Swain, beer. Johnny, we've got to catch up. I'm seeing Johnny tomorrow, so I can't wait to see Johnny. I'm not seeing him for a couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to seeing Johnny. Anyway, right, everyone, love you all. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching this video. If you wouldn't mind sharing and liking and the usual blah blah blah. If you want to say hello, DM me on either on WhatsApp or on I'm on Facebook, Ian Baker in Plymouth. Add me as friends. Absolutely no problem. Add me as a friend, and we'll chat and say hi and blah 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 blah. And I'd love new friends because I literally got like 4, 5 if you count cat. So yeah. So obviously it's a very tight circle at the moment. I'm looking to expand it, but obviously with time kind of going away from me. Relationships that are just starting with people, I'm going to be gutted that I'm not going to get like 20 years of, you know what I mean? I feel robbed already of it. Thinking about James, actually, we instantly got on, just boom, 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 just off each other. It's so funny. We are literally, I think we are hysterical. Kat is always laughing at us. I love it. I love him. I think he's brilliant. And I'm so happy he's coming to my birthday. It's actually made my birthday. What would have made my birthday is Johnny coming. I wish Johnny could have come to London. But me, Kat, and James will have a great time. Me and James are gonna watch the 30 on the Saturday. Looking forward to that. And obviously, I want to pick his brains about possibly getting up and staying in Manchester in April to go to the Blackburn Preston game, which would be amazing. I would love that. Local derby, obviously. It's the old North End. So I'm going to pick his brains on maybe a trip to Manchester for a couple of days and then get the train into Blackburn, go to Ewood, watch the game, back to Manchester. The only problem is I don't know if you've seen people, you're watching videos from Manchester, people like Cozzy, who was down in Plymouth recently, which freaked me out. Absolutely, God, I wish I'd have been around when he was out doing his bits. I would have loved to have met him. I think because he is a lovely lad. Absolutely love Cozzy. So he was there was a load of lefties and it was why are you here? He was asking them questions and they just like abuse and just wouldn't talk to him, and you kind of think, well, why are you all actually here? You're not saying anything, you're not getting any, you're not conversing, you're not talking about it, you're just building up this hatred and and it's happening in the right, and it's fragmented, guys. We need somebody that's going to bring it all together. We need somebody to bring the country together. I don't think Nigel Farage is the man, personally. In my personal opinion, I don't think the man. I think he's a chancer. I think he's says the right thing at the right time. I think he's the right man at the right time. It's not for me. After some of Rupert Lowe's comments, I was kind of like, restorer, like going along the right lines of what normal British people want, I think. But some of his comments, and I'm like, yeah, well, it's I don't know who's going to do it, guys. 2029 is the next election. Who do I think? I don't know. Do you know what? I'm scared. I'm scared Labour are going to get back in. I'm scared that the Green Party will pull something out. I really am. I guess the only thing I can say is that whatever the future has still for this country, I really don't have to worry about it too much. And on that note, I'll say good night. So, my darlings, it's been great spending time with you. See you again soon, and take care, everyone. Bye bye.